A 13-year-old groom named Justin Mendez crouched behind hay bales, phone aimed at the vet. One photo could destroy a fortune if he lived to share it. Dr. Eric Stafford slid the needle into the champion mare's neck. The syringe held no label, only a clear amber liquid. When the vet left, Justin crept forward. The used syringe rested on a wooden crate, still warm.
This is it, the proof that ends everything.
He opened his black spiral notebook, scribbling the date and time beside a sketch of the needle. Before he could slip away, voices echoed from the stable entrance.
The mare's odds are locked at 7-1. No way she loses.
Just make sure nobody saw the doc. We can't afford talk.
Justin pressed himself deeper into the straw, barely breathing. When their footsteps faded, he fled through the back door. He slipped into the fairground darkness, the syringe heavy in his pocket. He had the evidence. Now he needed someone who would believe a stable boy. He found a payphone outside a convenience store, its fluorescent light buzzing. He dialed the newspaper's tip line.
My name's Justin Mendez. I work the fair stables. I saw the vet inject the champion mare with an unmarked syringe.
A text appeared on his burner phone. You saw nothing. Walk away.
They already know my name. How do they know my name?
He sprinted to the small brick sheriff's office, praying his father's old friend would still be there. The front desk was empty, a coffee mug still steaming. Justin slipped into the back toward the sheriff's cluttered desk. He placed the notebook on Patrick's desk, tucking it beneath a stack of unopened mail, invisible unless you knew where to look. Then he was out the same door, the syringe still hidden in his jacket. Back at the payphone, he dialed the reporter once more.
Roadside diner. Half an hour. Come alone. I have the proof that will blow this open.
He's meeting a reporter at the diner. Make sure he doesn't leave.
Justin rounded the corner toward the diner, the neon sign just ahead. Two heavy silhouettes stepped out of the alley, blocking his path. Before he could scream, a thick hand clamped onto his shoulder, fingers digging into the fabric of his jersey. A second man snatched the burner phone from his pocket and dropped it to the pavement. A cowboy boot crushed it to shards. They shoved him into a van. When the door opened again, he was in a windowless room, wrists bound to a wooden chair, a bare bulb swinging.
They'll kill me if they find the notebook. I am dead unless Patrick looks under the mail.
Miles away, Sheriff Patrick Callahan trudged into his office, long after midnight. The place smelled of stale coffee. He sank into his chair and reached for a stack of paperwork. That's when he saw it, a black spiral notebook peeking from under a folder. He opened it. Dates and times, neat but rushed, and a careful sketch of a syringe. The handwriting hit him like a punch to the chest.
Justin, Luis Mendez's kid. The same block letters he taught me to write.
Patrick's hand trembled. The boy was in trouble, and somehow, his ghost of a father was asking one last favor. Patrick pored over the notebook. Each entry a timestamp. The syringe sketch included a faint batch number, MX-14BL.
Did a boy come by here tonight? Dark hair, red cap, about yay high.
The night sergeant shrugged. No one had come through. Patrick then called the Mendez home. Justin's mother hadn't seen him since the fair. At dawn, he searched the stable where Justin worked. Behind a hay bale, a backpack. Inside, the syringe, still bearing that batch number. He sealed it in an evidence bag. The liquid inside would tell the story. 12 miles away, Justin lay on the filth of a horse trailer floor, wrists cinched with zip ties, duct tape sealing his mouth.
Patrick, please find the notebook.
The boy's secure. We need that notebook before the sheriff starts lining things up.
Callahan, we filed a trespass complaint. The kid stole a syringe. Hand over the notebook.
I didn't find any notebook. But if you know where Justin is, you'd best start talking before I open a real investigation.
The horse trailer door swung open, and Clayton Hartwell ducked inside, the tip of his cigar glowing orange.
Who else did you talk to, boy? The reporter? Your mother? We need every name.
Don't say a word. He can't know about the notebook.
Justin gave him nothing. Clayton's open hand cracked across his face, splitting his lip.
You'll stay here until you remember. Or until there's nothing left to remember.
The door slammed and the lock clicked. Justin tasted copper, but he hadn't broken 40 miles away. Patrick called an old friend from the FBI academy. He spoke fast, not wanting to hear his own fear.
Sheriff Callahan. A batch number and a missing juvenile. That's a start. But I need evidence across state lines.
His father took a bullet for me in Fallujah. I am not about to let his son become a cold case.
We move the kid tonight. Mitchell's place in Oklahoma. No one connects us to a ranch out there.
The FBI lab confirmed within hours. The syringe held a banned stimulant with no FDA approval. Reyes traced batch number MX14BL to a Nuevo Laredo lab, unlicensed in the US and tied to a network of underground suppliers. That afternoon, Patrick found Eric Stafford in the fairground veterinary tent, repacking his bag.
I need to know what you gave that mare. The boy wrote it all down.
Vitamins. A B-complex injection. The owners insist on it before big races. He knows. But if I talk, Clayton will ruin my career, or worse.
Patrick saw the tremor in his fingers as he snapped the latches shut.
You are lying, Eric. I've got a boy missing and a syringe full of poison. What's really in it?
Without a witness or a confession, the syringe alone won't get us to the owners. We need someone to crack.
But the case against the owners still rested on a missing boy's word, and the owners were already moving him. Late that afternoon, the sheriff's tip line rang. A voice cracked with nerves, hurried and low. I work the back lot. They brought a kid in a trailer last night. Red cap, blue jersey. He ain't no horse. Within the hour, Patrick and Reyes crouched on a ridge overlooking the Hartwell-Renshaw compound.
We don't have enough for a warrant, Patrick. Without a confession or the kid in sight, we're blind.
Down below, Mitchell Crane slammed his fist on the desk, scattering betting slips.
Move that trailer to the back 40, now, and shut up anyone who saw the kid.
The engine started. They're moving me again.
Miles away, Eric Stafford found himself cornered again, this time in the evidence room, with the syringe bagged before him.
They ordered it. Clayton handed me the vial. I just did what I was paid to do.
Then Eric's jaw locked. He'd said enough to hang himself, but not enough to save the boy.
You are already buried, Eric. Help us find the boy and I'll speak for you at sentencing. The lab. Give me the name.
Nuevo Laboratorios Equinos. But they don't keep names on the orders. Cash in plain envelopes every month for 10 years.
Eric opened his veterinary bag and pulled out a leather ledger. The spine cracked from age. Every page a monument to the syndicate's corruption. The entries matched up. Payments disguised as feed supplements, regular as clockwork, flowing from Hartwell-Renshaw accounts into the Mexican lab's shell companies.
We've got authorization for a joint raid with the Mexican Federales. They're hitting the lab at first light.
At dawn, the raid tore through the lab. Shelves of unmarked vials, computers with encrypted order histories, enough raw stimulant to fix 1,000 races, and, in the records, the same batch codes. MX14BL, listed against delivery dates that matched the notebook exactly.
We've got them on doping, fraud, conspiracy, but Justin is still out there, and these men don't leave witnesses alive.
We'll follow the money, freeze their accounts, seize the ranch. That buys us time. But the boy is the key witness. We need him breathing.
In the black of the trailer, Justin felt the engine shudder to life again. The wheels grinding towards Sinder solution. The wheels grinding toward an uncertain destination. Inside the syndicate's ranch house, Boyd Renshaw's phone buzzed. The contact code from Nuevo Laredo meant only one thing.
The lab's been hit. Federales seized everything. Records, vials, the whole operation.
Then the boy is a live grenade. Get him to the airstrip. My plane leaves for Belize in 2 hours.
Belize. They're not just hiding me, they're making me gone for good.
I want every rural airstrip within 100 miles locked down. Eyes on all black SUVs with horse trailers.
He's been in that trailer over 24 hours. He won't last another night.
The radio crackled. Patrol has a black Suburban towing a horse trailer, eastbound on County Road 9, heading toward the old airstrip. Tactical units scrambled from 3 counties. In the cold pre-dawn, Reyes and Patrick led the convoy. Sirens off, closing the distance.
Something's changed. They're driving faster. Please, God, let someone be following.
2 miles from the airstrip, the SUV's taillights glowed red. The trap was closing, but the plane was already prepped on the runway.
Distant sirens. At first, a thin wail, then a chorus closing fast. He slammed his bound hands against the metal wall.
Floor it. They won't risk a firefight on a public road.
The Suburban swerved onto a dirt track, red dust pluming. 2 cruisers flanked it, lights strobing the dark.
The trailer is fishtailing. They're running, which means someone is right behind them.
A megaphone cut the air. Stop the vehicle. Release the boy. Release the boy.
Clayton, we're boxed in. This is done.
At a crossroads, 3 more units cut off the escape. The Suburban screeched to a halt, engine smoking.
Don't open your mouth. Not a word.
Agents in tactical gear surrounded the trailer. Reyes and Patrick approached, sidearms drawn, the dawn light catching the badge on her belt. Inside, Justin pressed his ear to the cold metal. The sirens died, replaced by shouted commands and the creak of 1,000 pounds of lawmen waiting for a door to open. The battering ram struck 3 times. On the 4th, the lock shattered and daylight poured in like a verdict.
He squinted against the blaze, but the voice was unmistakable. Patrick Callahan, standing just outside the door.
I've got you, Justin. No one's gonna hurt you now.
Within minutes, paramedics had him on a stretcher. Patrick climbed into the ambulance beside him, not letting go of his hand.
He was free. The thought didn't land yet. His wrists still burned from the zip ties. His mouth still tasted of tape adhesive.
Outside, federal marshals pulled Clayton Hartwell from the Suburban. His white cowboy hat fell into the red dirt.
You think this sticks? I'll be out by Monday.
40 million in fraudulent winnings says otherwise, Mr. Hartwell. You are done.
At the FBI field office, Eric Stafford signed a full confession, laying out 15 years of doping schedules, payments, and cover-ups. The takedown made national news. A boy and his notebook had toppled an empire built on poisoned horses. Within a week, Justin was moved to a windowless safe house under the name Michael Torres. His mother was brought in, tearful and silent. A tabloid headline arrived at the safe house. State Fair hoax, runaway kid fabricates doping story. The owner's team was already at work.
They're calling me a liar before I even set foot in court. What chance do I have?
Your father used to say courage isn't about not being scared. It's about doing what's right when your knees are buckling.
Justin pulled his black spiral notebook from the evidence bag that Reyes had brought. The pages were warped from sweat and dew, but every date stood legible.
This is the truth. It's the only weapon I have.
He looked up at Patrick and Reyes, who had been waiting in the corner. I will testify, but I want the screen. I don't want them to see me.
We'll arrange it. Your name will be read, but your face won't appear. You are a minor, and you are already listed as a protected witness.
The federal magistrate set the trial date for the following spring. Justin would face the 3 men from behind a screen, his voice the only part of him they could touch. That night, alone in the safe house, Justin opened the notebook to a blank page and wrote a single line. They thought a stable boy couldn't change anything. He didn't finish the sentence. Not yet. On March 15th, the federal courtroom was packed. The air conditioner hummed over the low murmur of reporters and ranchers. The prosecutor lifted a black spiral notebook, its cover stamped with an evidence tag. Exhibit 1, she said. Every eye followed it.
Every dose was logged. I have the ledgers. The owners paid in cash, but I kept copies.
Eric Stafford's voice cracked as he detailed the injection protocol, the unmarked vials, the 15-year trail of deceit.
I saw Dr. Stafford inject the champion mare with a syringe that had no label. I wrote down the date and time.
He described the alley, the van, the trailer, the cigar tip glowing in the dark as a man's hand split his lip.
I can feel them glaring through the screen, but I won't look down.
The defense attorney launched a barrage. Liar, runaway, publicity seeker. But every accusation broke against the notebook's pages.
I am not here for money. I am here because those men doped horses and tried to make me disappear.
The courtroom sat still as the judge called for closing arguments. The jurors' eyes kept drifting back to the black spiral notebook. The jury was out for 6 hours. In the courtroom hallway, Justin sat against a wall, his notebook held tight against his chest.
If they walk, I disappear again. Only this time, it won't be a trailer.
A bailiff stepped into the corridor. Jury's in. The 3 words fell like a hammer on glass. The foreperson unfolded the paper and read, "On the charge of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, we find the defendants guilty. On the charge of kidnapping, guilty. On the charge of administering banned substances to animals, guilty." A collective gasp filled the room. Clayton Hartwell's face went pale, his jaw tight as a wire. Marshals moved in, cuffing the 3 men as their white hats were nudged off the table onto the floor.
It's over. They can't hurt anyone now.
He'd have been proud of you, Justin. Your dad would have been so proud.
The courtroom burst into noise, but for Justin, the only sound was the pen in his pocket, ready to finish the sentence he'd left unfinished. The next morning's headline read, "Doping Empire Crumbles. Stable Boy's Notebook Proves the Conspiracy." Justin didn't see it. He was already gone. 2 weeks later, the same courtroom filled again for sentencing. The judge had spent the night reading a 13-year-old's spiral notebook, page by page. The record showed a conspiracy across 4 states, over 200 rigged races, 40 million in fraudulent purses. 12 horses had collapsed. 3 were euthanized. The judge addressed the defendants, her voice carrying the weight of 15 years of hidden cruelty. She turned toward Justin in the gallery. "This court commends your courage. You have been approved for federal witness protection under a new identity."
Justin Mendez would cease to exist. The name his mother gave him, the name his father carved into a tree, gone.
I won't be able to call you. I won't even know your new name. But I'll know you are out there doing good.
An agent handed him a sealed envelope. Inside, a birth certificate, a social security card, and a social security card, and a school transcript. The name read Michael Torres. He was given a plane ticket and a backpack with new clothes. The notebook, now evidence, remained behind, but its pages were burned into his memory.
I'll come back someday, not as Justin, but as someone who can make sure this never happens again.
The boy who had been Justin Mendez watched Texas shrink beneath the wing and began the hard work of becoming someone else. At 14, Michael Torres walked into a high school science classroom, his backstory memorized. He stayed after class, asking questions the teachers didn't expect from a freshman.
Every formula I learn is a step closer to ensuring no horse is ever doped again.
By junior year, he was the quiet outlier, never at parties, always with a textbook.
I trust no one. The trailer's darkness is a noise that never stops.
Graduation day, a folding chair, a diploma, no family in the stands.
This should feel like victory. It only feels like surviving.
He applied to a veterinary program. His personal statement omitted everything that mattered. In a fresh notebook, he wrote, "I will make sure this never happens again." Then he packed for the next move, the promise of a purpose burning brighter than the past. At 22, he used the syndicate's seized fortune to break ground on the first state-licensed equine forensics lab.
This lab will expose every cheat before a horse ever hits the track.
He hired analytical chemists and ex-racing vets, anyone who'd been burned by the doping machine. State licensing took months. Every hurdle he met with the patience learned in a trailer. He scheduled a ribbon cutting in his hometown, the name Michael Torres on the invitations, and mailed one to the old sheriff,
Would anyone in the crowd recognize the boy behind the screen?
The night before, he stitched a name patch onto a white lab coat, each stitch a promise. At dawn, the lab's machines hummed, mass spectrometers, centrifuges, the quiet roar of justice. A red ribbon stretched across the doors, the dates circled on 8 calendars. He stood alone in the lab, the silence so loud it drowned out the echo of a trailer that no longer held him. A crisp autumn morning, a red ribbon stretched across the lab doors, and Michael Torres faced the modest crowd.
This lab exists for every horse that never got a chance to run clean.
Among the faces, he caught sight of an older man in the back, shoulders stooped, but eyes sharp. No words passed between them, only a slow nod, the kind two survivors share when the battle is finally over. He cut the ribbon clean through, the applause drowning out the echo of a trailer door that once slammed shut. Afterward, away from the microphones, he found a bay mare in a nearby paddock. He laid a hand on her warm neck, the same way he had once pressed his ear to cold metal, listening for a sign of hope.
I am not Justin Mendez anymore, but the boy with the notebook, he's still here.
The sun crested the fence, and for the first time since a dark trailer night, he felt the full weight lift. They stood together, man and horse, facing a new day that held no shadows of yesterday. 6 months later, the lab's first bust exposed a trainer using the same Mexican stimulant. That evening, he held his mother for the first time in years. No words. The original notebook sat in a glass case, open to the first page. Open to the first page. Visitors paused to read a boy's handwriting that had outlasted a $40 million empire. On weekends, he rode to a pasture where retired mares ran without fear of the needle. The notebook in the lobby drew more visitors than the lab's mass spectrometers. He watched them gallop, the wind erasing the last echoes of a trailer's darkness.
The boy in the red cap had finally finished what he started.
The empty stable stall still stood, but the red cap was gone. The man once named Justin Mendez had become the guardian of every horse that ran. 15 years of rigged races, 40 million in fraudulent purses, all undone by a boy in his black spiral notebook. Today, the lab he built sets the national standard for equine doping detection. Every stimulant traced, every cheat exposed, still follows the method first scribbled in the dark. The horses that couldn't be saved, their names are carved into the granite at the lab's entrance. Inside, a glass case holds the original notebook. Underneath, a white cowboy hat collected from the red dirt, and in his private office, a faded red ball cap hangs in a simple wooden frame. It's the only trophy he keeps. The rest belongs to the horses. The races are clean now. The betting slips no longer carry the weight of poison. And somewhere in a pasture, a bay mare nickers softly as a man rests his hand on her neck. The stable boy didn't just expose a scandal. He gave every horse a fair chance to run. The 3 owners were sentenced to 25 years to life. None will see a racetrack again. Eric Stafford was sentenced to 8 years, reduced to 5. He now trains veterinary technicians. The Nuevo Laredo lab was dismantled. Its records indicted 14 additional conspirators. Exhibit 1, the Black Spiral Notebook, now resides in the National Law Enforcement Museum. The trial spurred federal equine, anti-doping laws, closing loopholes, exploited for over a decade. He still answers to Michael Torres, his birth name sealed for safety, but he tells colleagues the name doesn't matter. The work is what counts. A red cap, sealed in a simple shadow box, hangs on the wall of his private office. Beside it, a small gold medal from the Department of Justice, awarded to Justin Mendez, inscribed with a different name. Somewhere, a horse crosses the finish line clean, unknowing of the boy who made it possible. Inside the equine forensics lab, Michael Torres sat alone in the falling dusk.
They thought a stable boy couldn't change anything.
He looked up at the shadow box where the faded red cap hung, its brim still stained with dust.
They were wrong.
His hand moved to a clean notebook on the desk. Not the old one, but one just like it.
I was just a kid with a red cap and a notebook.
He closed it without writing, stood, and switched off the lamp. leaving only the exit sign glowing.
But truth doesn't need a title.
Outside, beneath a peach-colored sunrise, a mare stood waiting, the same bay he'd met after the ribbon cutting. They walked forward together into a new day, leaving the shadows of the trailer far behind.